It's another episode of The Reset. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm telling you, today's show is going to be full of stories as we have on Super Bowl champion Tony McDaniel on the show. Let's go.
It's The Reset with G. Scott.
Brandon Meebane's here, 13-year pro, Super Bowl champion, and our guest today known for his powerful presence on the field. Was an incredible teammates, according to what they tell me. Played 11 seasons in the NFL as a standout defensive tackle, Super Bowl champion, and Seahawks legend, Tony, the Big Amigo, McDaniel. T-Mac was good.
Hey,
What's up, bro?
hey, you short on him a year, man. He played 12.
You play 12?
Yeah, man, 12 years a slave.
I was disrespectful. That's my bad. Look here, I'm gonna get right into it. I need you to tell us right now, what was your favorite thing about having Brandon Meebane as your teammate?
Oh, man. Brandon Bean, man, it was like having another coach on the field. I mean, anytime I need to double check myself to make sure, if I'm doing the right play or I got the right read, I'll give Mayban a look, ask him a question, and he'll be right on to you every time. He never second guess himself. He never hesitated. He'll just hit me with it real fast, and I'll be like, yes, now I can play fast.
Nice, man. Let me tell you about T-Mac, man. I played with a lot of defensive linemen, played with a lot of three techniques, man, and defensive ends. T-Mac was the only defensive tackle I ever played with that will allow the guard to reach him, right? And he will grab the guard, take the guard, put him back in the gap that he wasn't supposed to be in, put himself in the gap that he was supposed to be in, and make the play and get up and flex. I was just like, bro, I'm like, bro, how do you do that? It's just he had the arm lift, the height, he had the strength, he had everything, man. It was just like, wow, like it's spectacular. You can't teach that. Yeah.
T-Mac, what was that about, man? What is, help us understand what Meebane is explaining to us about what you would do.
Just, my God gifted abilities. I was 6'7". That's pretty tall for D lineman, in my opinion. But when you learn how to use that limp and that whip, then it's a cheat code as well. So learn how to cheat a little bit. I was doing a lot of stuff that wasn't traditional, as me band would say, but I would make it work. Sometimes the coach would be about to curse for me doing certain stuff, but if I make the play, then he celebrate.
Yeah, he didn't say nothing to T-Mac. T-Mac, do you?
It was
Yes, sir.
It was March 2013 when you came to the Seahawks. Obviously, you out of University of Tennessee. You started out with the Jaguars, but when you got here to Seattle, first, we all want to know, what made you decide to come to Seattle in the first place?
You want the honest truth? The first initial reason
Yeah.
was the Seahawks uniform change. When I seen the uniform change with them colors, with the lime green and the blue, I seen it on TV at first. I was like, damn, that's dope. But when I was in Miami and Seahawks came to play us in Miami, and I seen them boys came down there in them uniform, I was like, man, I wish I can play for that team. And then I got a call that summer, and I was like, yes. And then another thing is, the year before, the first time I ever actually see those guys play was in person when we played those. So I was watching the defense on the field, and it's funny, a person that stuck out to me on the defense was Meebane. I was like, damn, who is number 92? I mean, he's like a bowling ball in there just terrorizing our offensive line. Like, who is this guy? And I was like, man, they looked like they were just flying around having fun. They were just high-fiving, and it just looked like they always on one accord. And I was like, man, it would be fun to play for that team. And then just so happened I had a chance to play for it, the next summer.
So T-Mac, man, let's take it further back, man. So you was a rookie back in 2006, I believe. You out of University of Tennessee, you signed with Jacksonville. Tell us about that experience, man. How was it being groomed and you, as we call it, our big homies, your two big homies, man? How was that like playing with Marcus Stroud and Big John Henderson? What was that like?
Man, me going to the Jacksonville Jaguars was my match made in heaven for a rookie to go to any team in the NFL. I had two guys that was oddly sized for a defensive tackle, which is Marcus Stroud, John Henderson. They both was Marcus Stroud was 6'6", 6'7". John Henderson was 6'8", 6'9", and they learned how to use their height and play, and they Pro Bowl caliber players. And that, me being the same body type as them, I just stole everything they did and they kind of took me under the wing and showed me the ropes, or how to play with being a taller guy, how to play low and use my hands, and it was up from there.
Stole
Man,
everything.
that's interesting.
Hey, Me-Bang
No, go
told
ahead,
me
G.
yesterday. Me-Bang told me yesterday. Hold on now. Me-Bang told me
Yeah.
yesterday. G. John Henderson. That's who Big Amigo came up under. He said, go look up
Yeah.
John Henderson. Man, I go look up John Henderson. Hold on, man. The trainer used to slap him before the game.
John Henderson was a monster. Was a monster. And, yeah.
I
So
mean,
when
no.
you first seen that,
When you first seen that, what'd you think?
what was
The
your
trainer,
reaction?
the trainer wasn't doing it for free either. John Henderson was paying him to do it. That's the crazy
Oh,
part.
How much you
Yeah, I
think he
think
was
he was
paying
kind
him?
of scared of him. 'Cause that's a big man. I think he was kind of, and naturally you see a guy he'll think he was 6'9", 360 with a six pack. Like, you see that guy, he'll scare you. He definitely was paying him to slap him.
man. Yeah, I never seen nothing like that, man. That was like, is this dude serious? Like, yes, he was. And get back to y'all defense, man, in Jacksonville. I think from watching all the NFL films and just being a fan of all the interior D linemen, D line period, that was the first defense that I actually seen. The whole defense was dancing on the field, right? And I was like, dang, man, like they really having fun. I felt like our defense, we got that from Jacksonville because I feel like Jacksonville was the first one that I seen that was dancing on the field having fun.
Yeah, because that was a big thing about, having fun and playing fast. Uh, it's not work at that point. It's basically the game that we play and we love to play. A lot of people try to take the game too serious and it becomes a
Right,
job. But when you're out there dancing and having fun, and you feel like you're a kid again, and you're doing it all for the love.
Now,
right,
T-Mac,
right.
when you were here, I mean, I remember like it was yesterday when you first came to Seattle. As you know, I was the car wash guy out there in the parking lot. You always used to show your boy love. Matter of fact, truth be told, you showed me more love than me, Bang. But anyway, we'll get to the point. We get right to it. But
Yeah.
during that, you were really quiet. And you came to a team where you had a lot of people on that defense that weren't quiet. If Richard Sherman's watching this, you one of them that wasn't quiet. What did you think about this defense and about this team when you first showed up to Seattle?
Oh man! Initially, when I got to Seattle and I was like doing like the OTAs and even in training camp, I was like, man, either I'm getting it old or these guys is really good and really competitive. I mean, everybody was flying around, having fun. I mean, the offense was giving it to the defense was giving it to the offense. I was like, is there something really good gonna come out of this, or I'm just getting old? And guess what? We won a Super Bowl.
Right,
Now, T-Mac, do you got a story for us? Because we love stories here on The Reset. Do you have a story that stands out to you when you first got here? This happened one day at practice, or this happened in the locker room that you can share with us?
Oh man, I kind of watch everybody on film, like of course Richard Sherman, Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Me Bang, Big Red. But I like to get in the locker room and kind of size everybody up, like compare my body type and the size of this to see like where I could throw my weight around. So I'm in the weight room. Then I see this guy in the weight room. He like the size of a linebacker, but a taller linebacker. I was like, that look like Cam Chancellor, but I didn't even know. I know he's not that big in person. But when I first saw Cam Chancellor in person, I was like, man, this remind me of like the old, like Sean Taylor look, like this big, intimidated safety. I was like, man, this guy's a monster in person.
Yeah,
And he also showed up and showed it on field, so I definitely was impressed with seeing Cam Chancellor for the first time in person.
yeah, yeah. That body type kind of remind me of Deion Grant, but not as much muscle. But height wise, yeah, you know that's who Cam kind of remind you of. As far as like
Mm-hmm.
body type that you play with and I play with.
Right.
Yeah,
I tell you what, though, one thing about Mebane, you talked about him being like a coach on the field. Me and Mebane talk every day. I just discovered something yesterday about Mebane. That dude has a memory. He can remember every game, specifically what was happening. And let me see,
yeah,
T-Mac, if you remember this. In that season, when you guys won the Super Bowl, you played against the Rams, and they rushed for 200 yards on that defense. And then when you played the Rams again last game of the season, man, y'all held them boys to 13 yards rushing. Y'all can look up the stats if you want to. Do you remember that game? Go ahead, Bang.
yeah. So it was going into the fourth quarter. They was negative. They had -3 yards rushing. And so what kicked that game off, man, I remember like yesterday, just when just how I told you would. T-Mac let the guard reach him and he put him back, he put himself back in the gap,
Yeah,
put the guard back in the gap where T-Mac was supposed to be.
yeah.
T-Mac kicked it off and was like, not today, not today. And I fed off of T-Mac that game, man, because T-Mac kicked it off. And T-Mac had pressures, quarterback sacks. It was just like a whole completely just takeover. I felt like during that season, out of all of us on the defensive line, we all had games to where it was like, my turn. It's my game. And that game right there, that was T Mac. That was his turn. It was his game.
T-Mac, you remember that game, man?
That goes back to what I was saying earlier when y'all brought up this game. It's funny. Uh,
Yeah.
when I be like, I do some things that's not traditional that I don't supposed to be doing. And the coach sometimes say, hey, T-Mac, what you doing? But celebrate when I actually make the play. Man, I just knew going into that game, those guys couldn't block me. And the game before, I was like, doing everything that I was supposed to do on paper and not doing any cheat codes to try to, be a good team player. But I was like, man, we made a big statement in practice about how we was gonna stop the run and how like they ran 200 and something yards on it, and that's on me and me bang because we the interior D lineman, so we gotta step up and stop that.
Mhm.
So I remember I was supposed to run a pirate, and if I know the play and I give me bang the look, and we both know the play, and we both wouldn't know where the ball coming.
Yeah.
I didn't run a pirate, but I made a play.
Yep.
You know,
Oh yeah.
what's interesting? You can't, that's the second time so far you said you would give me Bane the look. I was talking to Bane yesterday, and he was telling me about a lot of the games. And one of the things that he said about you was, he said, "Hey G, we be on the field, and we hardly would even talk to each other. We would give each other the look." Help us understand how you guys were able to do that.
I just think
Well,
that come with spending
yeah,
time with each other and just being around each other. I mean,
yeah,
we, we're basically brothers on the field. We spend more time than we do with our families. Like we
yeah,
in meetings together, we shower together, we take baths together. So like we know each other mannerisms to the point to where we don't even have to communicate to know yes or no or we in trouble or that don't look right. This is those
yeah.
certain looks that we gave each other that we know what was going on.
I can tell you the secret sauce right here, G.
Okay,
This
come
is what
on.
it was. So whenever it was an inside run, I look at T Mac and be like, T is coming in here. I don't know if it's this A gap, that A gap, your B gap, or the B gap close to me. So when I did that, it was like it's coming, it's on. You probably gonna get a double. I'm gonna get a double, something. because it was so loud on defense, we couldn't hear each other, right? And then most of our communication came in practice. We were talking out loud in practice because it was like, who cares? Like, who hear it, right? But in the meeting rooms, but when it was time in the game, it was sometimes it would be some pointing, and sometimes it wasn't, right? Sometimes it was just between me and T Mac, it just worked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
T-Mac, you played 12 seasons in the NFL. I mean, you're a Super Bowl champion and all that. So, I mean, I would say, and most would say, that that's a successful career. But when you were done playing the game, what kind of adjustment had to be made for you from playing the game to being retired? I've talked to a lot of you guys, and sometimes it's rough. It's a tough transition. But tell us about the adjustments that you had to make.
It was definitely a tough transition, in my opinion. I mean, I had to completely stop watching football for about 2 years just to like get in the mind space. Like, bro, you done? Like, don't try to get out there and lift weights and go work out or try to get back on the field. You done? Sit down. So I stopped watching football for about 2 years, and then I couldn't take it no more. And now I'm like a super fan. I can't wait for football season. I have 4 or 5 screens up on game day during football season.
So who do you root for?
Oh man, of course the Seahawks. They gave me jury. I got jury in Seattle. I got to root for the Seahawks.
That's what's up.
And then every other team I play for is kind of secondary. They kind of fall under the Seahawks in line. But the Seahawks is definitely number one, in my opinion.
Nice. So T-Mac, man, in your whole 12-year career, man, I want you to think back, man. The best offensive line you played against, or the best running back you played against that just gave you problems. Like, it was just like, oh my God, like what is it about these dudes?
Offensive lineman. First offensive lineman that said welcome to the NFL was when I played the Cowboys when I was in Jacksonville. And y'all know who that guy is. Big Larry Allen.
Wait, time out.
Even though he was at the end of his career.
Everybody
I
brings up Larry Allen. Everybody.
Listen, G, I'm a bully on the field. I'm like one of the guys who just bully offensive linemen. This guy gave me a run for my money.
Yes.
And he was on his way out of the league. He wasn't even in his prime.
Hey, the strongest human ever. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Strong. Like I never ran against somebody like.
Man, it felt like I was hitting a brick wall the whole time.
Gee, what did I say?
I wasn't moving him. He wasn't moving me.
Yeah, he was moving me.
Okay, T-Mac, run game. Who right now? There's a running back right now that you lost some sleep about, or you didn't get sleep the night before getting ready to face him.
Y'all saying running backs. I want to say quarterback.
Okay.
Cam Newton. That guy was a hard runner, and I don't think he get enough credit. I would got to give it to Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a tough guy to tackle, in my opinion. In all my 12 years, I really ain't had a problem tackling a running back. But when I grabbed Cam Newton, I had to give it up my all to get him on the ground.
No, you're absolutely right about that, man. So how they do the tush push in Philly, when Cam Newton, when they got down to like the 2-3 yard line, that tush push was like his quarterback sneak. When he jumped over, it was a guarantee. It's like it was just hard to stop. Because us up front, we couldn't leap and try to hit him, right? That was the dudes behind us job to try to do, and try to hit him in the air. But if you could hit him in the air, you can bounce right off of him. It was just like, bro, you just might as well walk in, give it to him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Cam for sure gets enough credit. Now, a 12-year career, man. I know Super Bowl champion. I mean, of course, that was a great time. But I like to know, outside of being a Super Bowl champion, can you give us a favorite moment of when you played, or a favorite moment as a Seahawk, or whatever the case might be?
Oh man, I got a ton of those. I don't know. I would have to say just. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but actually just winning the Super Bowl. Gee, that night after we won the Super Bowl, I was in shock for probably about 2 days. Like, I didn't even go out to party that night. I couldn't. I was just numb and like kind of in disbelief. Like, wow, we really did it. Like, I'm really here. I'm really a Super Bowl champion. I kind of just, went and saw my family, hugged my family, kissed my family, and just laid in the bed and just like, wow, we really did it.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Bane, did you feel that way too?
Exactly. I didn't go out either, and it was kind of like disbelief also from here. And the next after when we got on the plane, I was like, who we got next? Like it was just like it just didn't seem real. It didn't seem real at all. It was just like, all right, this is next week, who we got? And it was like, nah, it's over. Yeah,
Now here in Seattle, we talk about the second Super Bowl that you guys went to in
yeah.
Arizona. T-Mac, do you ever think about that Super Bowl?
I ain't got no choice. I probably get asked that question about 3, 4 times per month. So I can't let it go.
And okay, so you've been asked that question a lot.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
changed your opinion, or is it the same? Do you answer it the same way every time? And right now, none of us in Seattle have heard what you had to say about it. So here's your chance.
Initially, with me being a player and, I love my brothers and former teammates, so I kind of want to put it on the coaches, the loss on the coaches. But now that I'm older and more mature, I realize that we all human. Coaches were definitely trying to win. They just made a mistake and maybe called the wrong play. But my son, he still asks me to the day, like, Dad, why didn't you just run the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, Bang, I've noticed that the older that you all get, the answers become more mature about this topic. Even Mike Bennett had positive words. Hearing T-Mac have words like talking about the fact that, it's a team thing all the way around. I'll ask
Right.
this. What was going on defensively? Because you guys had a nice little lead in that game. B-Bang, T-Mac, what happened defensively as New England came roaring back?
If you want me to be honest with you, the play when the offense was driving the ball downfield and we was about to score, I think we was on the 1 yard line, 2 line, something like that. I actually was taking my tape off. I was taking my tape off, taking my shoes off because I know it was over with. I actually, I can say this now because I'm done playing. I paid one of the GAs a few bucks to go get us some champagne bottles because I just knew we was going to win that game. That's how much confidence I had in myself and the players that we was going to win. So I was intending to celebrate. And then I heard, hoo, the crowd just sounded like somebody took the breath out of them. And I just like, what happened? And I realized what happened. I just put my head down and just went into disbelief again.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead,
as
Bang.
great as our defense was, man. I don't think we would have stopped Marshawn with 1 or 2 yards. I think he'd have got it on us. We battled him every day. With that offensive line, Marshawn running the ball. You got Mike Robb at fullback with 1 yard. Oh yeah, they would have got it on us. Yeah.
I mean, even if we got back to the point and asked the coaches would they would redo it themselves, I think they would redo it themselves and just get Marshawn the ball.
Yeah, I truly believe that. We got about 5 minutes left, and one of the things I do know is that we have, a lot of young guys that are currently in the NFL that watch sometimes and see some of the clips on this show. What advice would you give to some of the NFL players that are currently playing today that you wish that maybe you would have probably focused more on?
You know, just enjoy your time and suck at every end because, of course, your career not gonna last forever. But they don't tell you how short NFL career really is. Even if you do play 10, 12 years like myself, them years still go by fast because you're having so much fun. So just suck it all in, get all the game from the older guys and the guys from around you that you can, and make contacts with all the media and coaches and just build relationships and don't burn any bridges because you never know like what you're gonna do after your career is over.
Yep. Agree.
How did you take care of yourself? How did you make sure you were going to be good financially before you left the game?
Oh man, me being an undrafted free agent, I never thought I was gonna play 12 years. So I always was trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do if I got cut today. So a lot of my friends and family that know me personally know T-Mac always had a few side hustles. So I always, had a little few side hustles on top of football, and now I can tend to that now that I'm done.
You stay in touch with any teammates? It's good seeing you. I get the opportunity to see you on social media all the time. You stay in touch with anybody?
Yes, sir. I'm always talking to my guys. We in group chats. Me and me banging in a few group chats together.
Yeah.
So it's just, we brothers for life. So
Right.
we probably would stay in contact till, we leave this earth, to be honest.
Sir.
I love that. Well,
I got one more question, G. I got one more
what
question.
you got?
T-Mac, man, give me your top 3 loudest stadiums, college and NFL.
College, definitely Tennessee, the University of Tennessee. Been to that place or been down to that place. But y'all
I've been
come
there.
down and knock
I
back
went
the
there
baby.
my junior year. Our junior year, we went to y'all.
Yeah.
It was loud, and it was right on top
Yeah.
on top of us too. You're not lying. That was loud.
Yeah, so that was my first experience of like having to do hand signals on the field to communicate because you definitely can't hear when the defense is on the field.
Yeah. So who would you say number 2?
Number 2, I would say Seattle. Seattle NFL. When I was in Seattle, man, it was just like felt like a lightning or adrenaline wave just go through your body when you're in that stadium. Man, I think that played a bigger part of how we played. So I want to thank the 12s for any 12 that are listening. That any success that we had in Seattle, or we having in Seattle, is definitely because of y'all. Because the 12th man is real because of that stadium.
Nice. And final, last one. Who would you put at number 3?
Number three. Oh man, I don't know if I got a third one for you.
Look,
probably
Well, LSU. Is LSU loud?
LSU was loud, but one thing I do remember about LSU is they fans. They fans is diehard. I mean, when I was at Tennessee, we went down there and beat LSU, and I remember them rocking our bus, throwing rocks at our bus, throwing cans at our bus. I was like, wow, man, I don't ever want to come back down here and play again. I was like scared for my life at that point.
Well, look. Well, before we go, since we're talking about Tennessee, I want to take y'all back to December of 2024 when Tennessee came to the Shoe to play them Buckeyes. And, boy, hey, them Tennessee, them fans, I'm talking about, they was talking so much. I mean, they was believing that they was getting ready to beat the crap out of the Buckeyes. I mean, to the point, I'll admit something. Even I started. They was talking so much stuff, T-Mac. Even I started to question, like, man, I don't know if these Buckeyes will get busy. I mean, the pregame, T-Mac, the D linemen, they taking off their shirts because it's cold outside and everything. And where were you when that game started, and what did you think was going to happen?
Oh, man. I was back home in South Carolina, and I was actually watching the game, but I definitely was nervous just because I know how it is to be a Tennessee Vol, and I know how we feel about the cold weather. So I definitely think the only reason we lost that game was because of the weather, and that's why those guys is kind of like trying to psych themselves out and taking off their shirt during pregame to try to tell their mind that the cold weather really didn't matter, but the weather definitely played a big part in that game for us.
Weather matter.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Bade always say the weather matters.
Yes,
sir.
Absolutely.
T-Mac, man, we're grateful for you, man. Thank you for hanging out with us, man, and coming on, man. And the city of Seattle is grateful for everything that you did for this city when you played. You was a dog out there, man. Look, you notice I didn't bring up any other stories about face mask or any of those stuff. Wait, Bane, wasn't that one time, didn't something happen to where T-Mac pushed somebody?
Man, so I'm looking at the whole time. I'm like probably like 2-3 yards from T-Mac, right?
Yeah.
I see the dude push T-Mac. T-Mac back was turned. I don't know what T-Mac did, but the dude pushed T-Mac in the back. T-Mac turned around like he did like a Michael Jackson spin. Whoop, right? I was like, damn, T-Mac. Man, he rolled back, man, with his right arm. Boom! Pushed dude in the shoulder, IR, surgery, gone for the year. I was, but I already knew, like, man, I would never try to get in no argument with T-Mac. I'm like, man, you got a big homie. Like, man, sure.
Hey,
I knew T-Mac was getting strength, man.
Hey, T-Mac,
yes, sir.
I told the producer, Paul, this morning. I told him this morning, and I was trying to describe you the best I could. And this is what I said. In the 22 years that I have been affiliated and associated with the Seattle Seahawks, Tony McDaniel is ranked number one of people that I would not mess with. And here's why. It's not just his size. It's not just his size. It's how nice he is when you see him and you're around him.
Yeah.
And you are one of the nicest Seahawks I've ever met. But I already know you ain't that damn nice to go on the field and be that much of a dog.
Yes, sir.
Hey, monster, man. Like, monster. I used to look at T-Mac, man. He'd be in the locker before the game.
Yeah.
I look at him, he look at me. I'm like, yeah, he ready. You ain't got to say nothing to T-Mac. Like, T-Mac, man, what you eat for breakfast? Don't matter. Ready.
T-Mac, man, we appreciate you rocking with us, man. Thank you.
Man, thank you guys for having me, man. I needed it, man. Great combos.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, you heard it. Another edition of The Reset. Make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you share it. I just want to say thank you to Tony, the big amigo, McDaniel, for hanging out with us, Super Bowl champion, Seahawk legend, and me, Bane, as always. He does it every single week. We'll see y'all next time. Appreciate you rocking with us. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.